The Holy Science by Swami Sri Yukteswar is a spiritual treatise that aims to show the unity of all religions and the essential truth behind their teachings. It was written in 1894, and it provides a synthesis of various spiritual paths, linking the ancient wisdom of the East with the modern knowledge of the West. The book outlines the journey of the soul from creation to final liberation, drawing parallels between the Vedic scriptures and the Bible. Swami Sri Yukteswar demonstrates the coexistence of various religious teachings by highlighting their shared ultimate truths. He explains that the essence of different religions is fundamentally the same, despite variations in their expressions. This perspective encourages a holistic view of spirituality, where Vedic teachings and Christian teachings are not seen as contradictory, but as complementary paths leading to the same universal truths. By recognizing this coexistence, individuals can appreciate the rich diversity of spiritual wisdom available across cultures and religions, fostering a sense of unity and inclusivity in their spiritual journey. Equilibrium in the Holy Science refers to maintaining a balance between different spiritual teachings to achieve harmony and enlightenment. Yukteswar emphasizes that disregarding any significant spiritual tradition can lead to a broader spiritual ignorance. For example, ignoring Vedic or Christian teachings results in a loss of understanding universal truths. This equilibrium is crucial for spiritual growth, as it ensures a comprehensive approach that integrates various perspectives and practices, helping individuals to remain grounded and avoid the pitfalls of a narrow or fragmented spiritual path. Swami Sri Yukteswar illustrates how different spiritual practices can reinforce each other, creating a robust foundation for spiritual growth. Meditation, prayer, and devotion are interlinked practices that support and enhance one another. For instance, regular meditation helps calm the mind, making prayer more focused and heartfelt, which in turn deepens one's devotion. This reinforcing cycle ensures that each practice strengthens the other, leading to a more integrated and effective spiritual life. This interdependency underscores the importance of a holistic approach to spirituality, where multiple practices are cultivated simultaneously for maximum benefit. Negative feedback in spiritual practices highlights how the absence of one practice can negatively impact others. Yukteswar points out that without proper devotion, meditation can lose its focus, leading to a wandering mind and ineffective spiritual practice. This feedback mechanism shows that neglecting prayer, devotion, can disrupt the effectiveness of meditation, demonstrating their interdependence. Understanding this feedback is crucial for maintaining consistency and depth in one's spiritual routine, ensuring that each practice supports and enhances the others, rather than allowing gaps that hinder overall progress. The cause and effect relationship between spiritual practices and enlightenment is a central theme in the Holy Science. Swami Sri Yukteswar explains that the diligent practice of Kriya Yoga leads to the purification of the mind and body, which in turn results in higher states of consciousness. This causal relationship underscores the transformative power of spiritual disciplines. By practicing Kriya Yoga, individuals can cleanse their mental and physical impurities, opening the door to profound spiritual experiences and direct perception of truth. This lesson highlights the importance of dedicated practice and its tangible impact on spiritual growth. Reversion in spiritual practices refers to the regression that occurs when these practices are neglected. Yukteswar warns that without the purification achieved through practices like Kriya Yoga, the mind remains impure, leading to ignorance and suffering. This regression shows how essential regular spiritual practice is for maintaining progress and preventing backsliding into negative states. The lesson here is clear. Consistency in spiritual practice is vital to prevent the mind from becoming clouded and to sustain the advancements made towards enlightenment. Spiritual growth is often a non-linear journey, as illustrated by Swami Sri Yukteswar. Initial spiritual practices lead to gradual enlightenment, which then encourages deeper exploration and practice. This non-linear path reflects the reality that spiritual development is not always a straightforward ascent, but involves revisiting and deepening earlier practices. Yukteswar's analogy of climbing a mountain, where sometimes one must descend to find the next ascent, captures this dynamic journey. The lesson here is to embrace the non-linear nature of spiritual growth, recognizing that setbacks and detours are part of the process and can ultimately lead to greater heights. Retrospective understanding in spirituality involves looking back on past practices to gain insights and understanding. Yukteswar suggests that reflecting on previous neglect of spiritual disciplines can illuminate current challenges and deficiencies. This retrospection helps individuals appreciate the foundational importance of initial practices and understand the reasons behind their current state. The lesson here is to use past experiences as a learning tool, recognizing the impact of earlier efforts and neglects on present spiritual conditions, and using this understanding to inform and improve current practices. Swami Sri Yukteswar advocates for an inclusive approach to spirituality, integrating various practices such as meditation, Kriya Yoga, and scriptural study. By combining these elements, individuals can create a comprehensive and balanced spiritual routine. Meditation calms the mind, Kriya Yoga harmonizes the body's energies, and scriptural study provides wisdom and guidance. This inclusive approach ensures that all aspects of one's being, mind, body, and spirit, are engaged in the pursuit of enlightenment. The lesson here is to embrace a multifaceted spiritual practice, recognizing that different techniques complement and enhance each other, leading to a more holistic spiritual development. Exclusivity in spiritual practice involves the deliberate avoidance of materialistic pursuits that can distract and hinder spiritual growth. Yukteswar emphasizes that attachment to material things binds the soul to the physical world, making it difficult to progress spiritually. By excluding materialism, individuals can maintain a focus on meditation and other spiritual practices, ensuring that their efforts are not diluted by worldly distractions. The lesson here is the importance of discipline and discernment in spiritual practice, consciously choosing to prioritize spiritual growth over material gains to achieve deeper and more meaningful progress. The conjoined nature of different spiritual practices is a key insight in the holy science. Yukteswar explains that Kriya Yoga integrates and harmonizes meditation and devotion, creating a balanced spiritual life. This conjoined approach ensures that each practice supports and enhances the others, leading to a more effective and cohesive spiritual routine. For instance, Kriya Yoga can deepen meditation by harmonizing the body's energies, while also fostering a deeper sense of devotion. The lesson here is to seek synergy in spiritual practices, recognizing that their combined effect is greater than the sum of their individual parts. The concept of bottlenecks in spiritual practice highlights how neglecting one essential practice can impede overall progress. Yukteswar warns that without the practice of Kriya Yoga, both meditation and devotion can suffer, creating a bottleneck that hinders spiritual growth. This illustrates the critical role of Kriya Yoga in maintaining a balanced and effective spiritual routine. The lesson here is the importance of identifying and addressing potential bottlenecks in one's spiritual practice, ensuring that all essential elements are included and maintained to prevent stagnation and promote continuous growth. Harmonic integration of spiritual practices leads to enlightenment, as emphasized by Swami Sri Yukteswar. When meditation and devotion are practiced together harmoniously, they create a balanced and effective path to spiritual enlightenment. Meditation calms and focuses the mind, while devotion opens the heart, and together they facilitate a deeper connection to the divine. This harmonic relationship underscores the importance of integrating different practices to create a well-rounded spiritual life. The lesson here is to strive for harmony in spiritual practices, ensuring that they complement and enhance each other to achieve the highest states of consciousness. Spiritual dissonance occurs when essential practices are neglected, leading to confusion and suffering. Yukteswar points out that without meditation and devotion, enlightenment remains unattainable, resulting in a life full of dissonance and turmoil. This dissonance highlights the negative consequences of neglecting key aspects of spiritual practice. The lesson here is the critical importance of maintaining consistent and balanced spiritual practices, as neglecting them can lead to a fragmented and disordered spiritual life, preventing the attainment of enlightenment. Swami Sri Yukteswar teaches that different spiritual paths, whether through Vedic or Christian teachings, ultimately converge towards the same universal truths. This convergence highlights the fundamental unity of all spiritual traditions and their shared goal of enlightenment. By recognizing this convergence, individuals can appreciate the validity and value of diverse spiritual paths, fostering a sense of unity and inclusivity. The lesson here is to respect and learn from various spiritual traditions, understanding that they all lead towards the same ultimate truth and can provide valuable insights and practices for one's spiritual journey. Divergence from spiritual paths leads to ignorance and spiritual darkness, as emphasized by Yukteswar. Materialism and ignorance divert the soul from its spiritual goals, resulting in a loss of enlightenment and deeper understanding. This divergence shows the dangers of straying from spiritual disciplines and succumbing to worldly distractions. The lesson here is the importance of vigilance and commitment in one's spiritual practice, consciously avoiding materialistic temptations and staying focused on the path to enlightenment to prevent spiritual regression and suffering. The Holy Science by Swami Sri Yukteswar offers a comprehensive framework for understanding and practicing spirituality. They highlight the interconnectedness and mutual reinforcement of different spiritual teachings and practices, encouraging an inclusive, balanced, and dedicated approach to spiritual growth. By embracing the unity of all religions, maintaining equilibrium, understanding the cause and effect relationship of practices, and integrating diverse spiritual disciplines, individuals can navigate their spiritual journeys with greater wisdom, compassion, and effectiveness. This holistic approach ensures continuous progress towards higher states of consciousness and ultimately, spiritual enlightenment.